We were talking earlier about Jimmy Butler's injury and what this means for Golden State because they're not going to be challenging for a championship here unless if you trade Jonathan Kuminga and you bring in, I don't know, Klay Thompson or DeMar DeRozan or I don't know. But you got Steph at 37. And, you know, that window is really closing here, Reg.
Halfway closed. And especially now with the injury to Butler, almost closed, unless something drastically happens. Look, Mike Dunleavy Jr., the general manager, has gone on record and say we cannot continue to waste these prime golden years of Stephen Curry and Draymond Green to a certain degree. I mean, he's 35, so I wouldn't be surprised if they made a subtle move. I like the DeMar DeRozan. I know, again, another older player, but a proven player and a proven scorer. But what do you give up? I know Sacramento all along has wanted Jonathan Kuminga. And now this is going to be an interesting dynamic because now if you're Steve Kerr and that coaching staff and you look down the end of the bench and you see Kuminga after the injury to Jimmy Butler and you're asking him, oh, now can you come play for us when you haven't played me at all? I'm not going for that if I'm Kuminga. Something has to happen. Or if I'm Stephen Curry, maybe I open up my Rolodex.
Wow.
And maybe it's time that I call someone in the Midwest by the name of Giannis Antetokounmpo and say, look, what you've done in Milwaukee has been fabulous. It's been great. You brought them a championship, their first in 50 years. But the time is now. You're getting older. I'm certainly knocking on Father Time's door.
Wait a minute, but how do you pull that off, Reg?
I don't know how you do it. You give up everyone but Stephen Curry and hopefully not Draymond Green. But everyone else on the roster is.
Oh, I'll give you Draymond Green. I don't need. If I get Giannis, I'll take my chances. I don't want to. I'd hate for that to hold up the trade if you were going to get Giannis.
If they can get Giannis by any means necessary, that is something Mike Dunleavy is going to have to certainly think about. But Giannis has to be open to that as well because the Bucks aren't going anywhere either, right? They're kind of stuck in mud too. So I think he doesn't owe them any favors. He's done his job.
Okay, but who's most likely to trade for Giannis?
I would say New York. I think New York probably has more assets. You could throw in Mikal Bridges, maybe OG, Josh Hart, some picks. I don't know if I want Karl Anthony Towns if I'm Milwaukee.
No.
You got Miles Turner there. That's almost the same. I don't know if I want both of those guys there. So the Karl Anthony Towns is not that attractive in Milwaukee. But I think the pairing of Giannis and Steph, that's fascinating. That's pretty fascinating.
Could you see would Steph ever ask to be traded?
No.
Okay.
I think he's in the same boat as Giannis. They will never publicly ask for a trade.
Well, it feels like Milwaukee would trade Giannis. I don't think Golden State would trade Steph unless Steph said, let me help you get younger. Let me go see if I can win another championship.
I think if he went to ownership group and said something like that behind closed doors, I think they would do everything possible to trade him because right now his value is high too. You know a pairing where I would absolutely love to see Steph go? What if Steph teamed up and they have assets? What if he teamed up with Wemby in San Antonio? If you could keep Wemby and maybe Castle, but everyone else is in play and have Steph. If you had those three guys, Dylan Harper, great young player, ship him off. Luke Cornett, champion in Boston, another big guy, ship him off. Harrison Barnes, who won a championship with the Warriors, ship him off. Keldon Johnson, great. De'Aaron Fox, got to go.